What is the biggest difference between, as you say, directing a choir and directing the asses?
I mean, the biggest difference only is that one of them be bent over, you know?
Big Freedia, thank you for being here.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me.
It's an honor having you. I've been playing your album all week, and it gets you moving.
Yes, it does.
Every single track.
Yes, it does.
I want to talk about a few of the songs, but I got to ask you first what a Big Freedia revival would look like. Because the opening track of this album, it is called Revival. And at one point you say, welcome to the Big Freedia revival.
Yeah, Big Freedia Revival is, everybody's welcome.
Okay.
All walks of life. Black, white, straight, gay, children to grandmothers to grandfathers, you name it. And this revival is a place where everybody can rejoice and feel safe and be a safe haven, and also, not be judged about who they are or who they love, and still be able to love God.
Okay. I was like playing out the hypothetical because in my youth as a church kid, I went to so many revivals, so many in Texas. And I'm like, all right, if Big Freedia had unlimited budget for like a tent revival, what does it look like?
Yeah.
What's in there? Tell me.
We're jamming. It's a jam session.
Yeah.
We have the choir, we have the band. Yeah. We have, special guest singers, and we are tearing the house down. The tent might need to be blowed off,
Can we have an open bar at your revival?
Why not?
Listen, Christ's first miracle was
indeed.
turning water into wine.
Yes, it was.
Y'all even sing about wine on the album, right? There's one track where you're talking about, dancing, praising, and drinking some wine.
Oh, yeah.
I like it. So I want you to tell me, I think my first and biggest question for you, I've been a fan of your music for a very long time, and I associate your music with a lot of fun, a lot of twerking, popping, and locking, and it's sensual music.
Yes.
It is music about the body and sensuality.
I mean, that's the culture of New Orleans.
Yeah. And so I know myself growing up as a church kid, there was a strict dividing line between music that was about the sensual and music about the spiritual.
Yeah.
And we actually weren't supposed to listen to the secular sensual stuff.
Yeah.
It was an only gospel household and upbringing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing there might have been the same divide in your upbringing.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
What made you feel comfortable with or get to the place where you were okay with making an album like this one that is gospel, but still full of a lot of the
Big Freedia,
which is about,
Well, I brought Big Freedia to gospel. Back then it was Lil Freddie, into gospel. And so, still being, who I am and wanting to remain who I am, this record was really important for me to bring Big Freedia to the gospel because I wanted to spread the message, and God wanted to put this on my heart to spread the message and to give people what he said. And
what did he say? What's the message?
I mean, the message is right now, we need to bring happiness, hope, a little bit of joy into people's lives. The state of the world that we're living in right now, everything is chaotic. And this record will allow people to connect back with God. It would allow every person out there to be able to get a connection back with God, no matter who you are, no matter what walk of life, your background. I made this record for everybody. I didn't make this record for one particular individual, but, most importantly, I made it for myself, and right now, I need this album. It's called Pressing Onward, to keep pressing onward, to keep on, taking every day by day, and step by step and doing what I need to do to survive. And what are you celebrating right now? That's what life is about. What are you celebrating even in the times that we're living in?
Yeah. When you went to your team or told folks around you, I think I want to make a gospel album, what'd they say?
They were excited.
Yeah.
Just like me.
Yeah.
I actually did a writing camp, and I did 50 songs in 5 days at Joshua Tree. And
Really?
Yes.
That is my favorite place.
And when I did the writing camp, I actually did one song that became the gospel song, which was Celebration.
Yeah.
And so that inspired me to want to do the gospel album. And so before I even left Joshua Tree, I told my manager, I said, the next project is gospel. And I did 50 songs and they're on the back burner, you know? And so God put it on my heart that this is what needs to happen and it needs to happen now.
Yeah. You know, we're having this conversation, talking about your gospel album. I know our listeners will love it, but I think about the folks I went to church with growing up. Some of them might say, Big Freedia can't do a gospel album.
Why not?
That's not how it should sound.
Who are you to judge what I'm supposed to do?
There you go.
God loves us all, no matter who we are, no matter who we love. And I'm not going to let anybody tell me that I can't praise God.
Did anyone tell you that in the midst of making this album?
No, not at all.
Good.
They probably would have got slapped down, you know, by the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
And but you know, I've been, you know, my background is church. I come from church. I was
You're a choir director.
Yes, a young boy growing up in church in New Orleans. The name of my church was Pressing Onward, that I grew up in, and that's why I dedicated the album to the name of the church that loved me for being me, and that was my safe haven, and that protected me and opened their arms really wide and accepted me. You know, they didn't judge me. They didn't call me names. They were my church family, and they loved me just like I was their own.
I love that. And it's that was the part of your biography that really touched me the most, because I think a lot of queer kids,
they don't
black
have
queer
that.
kids,
They don't have that.
even if they go to church and the church accepts them, they have to hide the queer parts of themselves.
Yes, indeed.
Sounds like your experience was different.
It definitely was different. And, like, you know, my godmother, Georgia, who was the head choir director, she protected all the kids, no matter who we were. You know?
Describe her to me.
I mean, Georgia, sweetheart like no other. I actually stayed with Georgia, you know, for many, many years. She was a pharmacist. And
she's doing everything.
Oh, yeah.
Pharmacist, choir director.
Yeah.
I love that.
Doing the tasks of God, you know?
Yeah.
And me and her still connected, and we're still, you know, that's my godmother. So she's all a part of this project. She was there when I recorded, you know, the album for a certain portion of it. And we talked about it, and we always talk, you know, every week. And Georgia's a big influence in my life, and she taught me all about God and about gospel music.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me, so young Big Freedia becomes a choir director in the church. How old were you when you began to direct the choir?
So when I started directing, I was probably about 16, 17.
All right.
Yeah.
What were you like at that age? What kind of choir director were you? There's so many kinds of choir directors.
Yeah.
Were you dramatic? Were you restrained?
Well, I was, you know, in my developing stage of becoming a choir director.
Yeah.
So I was, you know, one of the youth adults becoming a choir director. And so I had kind of range to do, you know, young people stuff, lots of dance moves, you know, lots of energy, and like, I will take it very seriously. So when I'm in front of the choir, that they can take me seriously, and all the other children will be like, yes, like
don't mess with him.
Yeah, he held it down. He made us sing down.
I love it.
And so I even became the choir director at my high school.
Really?
Yeah. And I even went and taught the choir after I graduated. So
I love that.
And I sung with, you know, the New Orleans Gospel Soul Children, which is a very famous choir in New Orleans. I sung with the Gospel Music Workshop of America.
Wait, really?
Yeah, and we traveled.
GMWA?
Yeah.
I grew up listening to GMWA.
I went to all the conferences.
I probably listened to you on one of those albums.
I went to all the conferences. Every year my church would send us.
People don't know what this is like if you don't know the Black church.
Well,
Gospel Music Workshop of America.
It is a gospel convention.
It's a convening of really great gospel singers from all over the country.
All over the world.
And they do a choir while they're there.
Yeah.
But y'all only have like a few days to practice, right?
Well, yeah.
How does it work?
We have different choirs. Like we had the New Orleans chapter, which is our chapter that represents from New Orleans, which we go and we all sing, you know. But you also have the GMWA choir, which it may be the women's choir, where all these different women from all around the world makes this choir, you know, or it's the GMWA mass choir.
Yes, that's the big one.
The GMWA youth choir. So you had all these different divisions. You had all kind of organists, piano players, choir directors, singers, all at these conferences, and we will go and tear down. When Gospel Soul Children would go, we will go and shut the house down.
Yeah. People don't realize. It's just like hundreds, thousands of
Thousands,
people
yeah,
who all can sing,
yeah.
who all can play.
All church folks.
Come on.
Yes,
My mother was our church organist,
yeah.
so I grew up in that milieu, and I miss it. What was your favorite song to direct as a choir director?
Oh, my favorite song to direct, "Come Thou Almighty King."
Okay.
Yes.
I want to see how you directed it.
Well, I have some stuff that I've directed recently at
Yeah.
Jazz Fest. I directed the choir that I grew up with, the Gospel Soul Children.
Really?
Yeah, and so you will be able to see,
Okay.
me in my rare form.
I love that. I love that. I was reading that a lot of the choir for this new gospel album, Pressing Onward, these are folks that you've known from singing for years from New Orleans. Who's in the choir? Talk
Yeah.
about that.
I mean, all Nola babies,
Yeah.
who comes from choir, who moms were in choirs. And so a lot of them I sung with their parents. And
Wow.
so, yeah, and we were in the Gospel Soul Children together, and they knew me as a choir director. So it was very easy to be able to, acquire the people that I needed. And I wanted all of my people at home to make this record with me. And so it was important that I get the New Orleans choir and the voices that I needed.
Yeah. Yeah. What song on the album is your favorite?
Oh my God, it's so hard to choose.
Yeah.
Because I actually did like over 40 something songs. And so we had to
Really?
bring it down to 14. Yeah, right now, one of my favorite songs is Celebration, because it was the actual track that inspired the album.
Really?
And I mean, all of them are bangers.
They really are.
Highway to Heaven,
Yeah,
that's like a Club Freedia
Yeah.
banger, but it's a gospel
Yeah.
song,
Yeah.
All I Need Is God,
Mhm.
There's so many different ones. Rain really
Yeah.
touches and puts me in my spirit. Where there are 2 or 3 gathered in the midst, the Lord will
There
be
you
in
go.
the spirit of it,
Yeah.
So this whole album is important for me because it's my healing as well.
What are you healing from?
I'm healing from losing my partner of 20 years,
What was his name?
Devin.
Yeah. I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Was he involved with your music?
Yeah, all the time. He
Yeah.
would inspire me, he would listen to it, he would give me feedback.
Yeah.
He would also help me write if I needed, help in writing. He was everything that I needed.
I read that he passed in the midst of you finishing up this album.
Yeah.
And it actually delayed the release.
Yeah, it did.
How'd you get through that and keep going? Because I could imagine
I mean,
someone
it was-
saying, "I'm not going to release the album" for a
Well,
long time.
Yeah, it was complete, really.
Okay.
It was just tidying up
Mm-hmm.
the final things and getting it mixed and mastered and stuff. But he was able to hear the whole album.
What did he think of it?
He loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on our way to a different direction,
Yeah.
and just, God had put new things on our heart to do and new desires. And but God had a plan, and I didn't know that he was not a part of the plan, but
Yeah.
there's a bigger plan that God has, and he knows.
You speak about it with such grace, but I'm imagining it was a lot harder than
It's
people
hard
could
every day.
imagine.
Every day
Yeah?
that I wake up.
How long has he been gone?
It's only a little bit over 2 months.
I'm so sorry, Frida.
Yeah, thank you.
Was it diabetes complications?
Yeah, diabetes.
Poor
Had
thing.
been having diabetes since he was 18, and so he was tired. He was tired of fighting diabetes, and he fought a long time, and he fought very hard, and I fought with him, and it just was something that was so unexpected that day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Sugar was off the charts.
Yeah. Yeah. What song on this album do you think he'd most enjoy, or did he like
This
the
whole
most
album is
before it passed?
dedicated to Devin.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole album is dedicated to him, and I think that, I mean, he loved all the songs. He was
Yeah.
just so excited for me
Yeah.
because of how excited I was.
Yeah.
And, when you have that moral support, especially from someone who you love
Mm-hmm.
and that's your partner, I felt good about it. We were
Yeah.
at home jamming to it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm letting everybody listen to it and,
Yeah.
give me their feedback, what you think.
Yeah.
He was like, "Babe, you got some hits." I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that. What do you think he'd be saying, thinking, reacting He's watching you right now, putting this
telling
album
me
out.
he's proud.
Yeah.
Yeah, telling me he's
Yeah.
so proud of me, and that just because I have God all over it, that it's going to do what it needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to do what it needs to do for people, for the
Mm-hmm.
world,
Mm-hmm.
and we all need a little joy in our life right now.
A lot of joy.
Yes.
I'll take it all. I'll
Yes.
take it all. I want to ask you a few questions about a few of the songs on the album.
Okay.
And there's one that I just love. Kind of makes me chuckle. Sunday Best with Tamar Braxton. There's a lyric you have on there.
Gotta be the spirit line.
Yeah, watch me catch the spirit, but I'm a never fly spirit. Always keep it in first class. Haven't stamped on my ticket. What is that about? Tell me.
It's about just what it says. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a get the spirit in me.
Okay.
I'm gonna get the spirit of God, but I'm not flying spirit. I'm gonna keep it in first class. I like Delta.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know?
Okay. Yeah. For me, it harkened back to the way that we were raised as kids in the church, where it's like, don't show up at church not dressed
Yes.
well. Don't show up not looking your best
You got-
because you want to look good, not just for yourself, but for
Yes.
like the thing that you're worshiping.
Yes, indeed.
You know, I
Most
like
definitely.
that. What kind of dresser were you in church back in the day?
I mean, I was a young boy, so my mama would have me in my black and white with my black, my black tie, my white button-down shirt,
Yeah.
my black slacks, my church shoes,
Uh-huh.
or my suit when it was a special occasion or
Yeah.
Easter Sunday,
Uh-huh.
So, but very fabulous,
We love it.
This very young queen, but fabulous,
Yeah.
young gay church boy.
The best.
Yes.
The best. My church, they were really into very colorful suits for the men.
Yeah.
So before I can even remember, I was getting dressed in all these like synthetic fabric suits that were the weirdest colors.
Uh-huh.
I had a purple Easter suit one year.
Yeah.
I had a burnt orange suit
Yeah.
one year. The colors, girl.
Yeah, it's definitely the colors.
And the shoes that were so pointed, my dad called them roach killers. 'Cause
Oh,
you could
roach
stomp
killer.
a roach in the corner with
Yes,
it.
indeed. And all the women would have the big fabulous hats.
Yeah.
Especially for Women's Day or past the anniversary. They they come in with their big old church hats.
Yeah.
I miss those days.
Yeah. Do you still go to church?
When I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been in years.
Me either.
It's funny now. I will get there for funerals, and I'm like, I need to go. I want to go more.
Yeah.
You know.
Same. I'm so tired of going to funerals.
Right. I can't even. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny talking about the hats and the dressing. I'm realizing we're dressed in white in the way that like a choir would dress in all white some
Yeah.
Sundays.
I love that they come as you are Sundays. Where we could dress down and put on our jeans.
See, we did it was a big controversy in our church when I was maybe in like high school or something, when some of the men would start showing up wearing jeans. And the pastor was never like, you can't. But we were just like, what's going on over here?
It ain't about the clothes.
Say more about that.
It ain't about the clothes.
Say
It's
more about
about getting the word.
Mm.
As long as the message is delivered, it ain't about what you have on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's so great that it felt like you got that message from your church as a kid growing up.
I did.
Embracing a young queen. I mean, were most of the churches in New Orleans like that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
'Cause-
Most definitely. So many young gay boys that I knew that were friends, and we all sung in different, churches, and we all sung in the, like we were all singing the Soul Children, but all of us went to all different churches. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you had maybe, 50 gay boys in the choir.
I love it.
Oh, it was baby. That's New Orleans. We just always had, fabulous people in the choir. It could be
Yeah.
the choir director, the organist,
Yeah. 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 I grew up in Texas, a lot more conservative religiously, and there are large parts of the country where you associate the church with not being very into
Right.
queerness.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think it is about where you were or New Orleans or whatever that made the churches you were in so queer affirming?
Well, I just think it was the people that set the foundation before me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That allowed this to be a thing in New Orleans. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? All of the greats,
Mm-hmm.
the Raymond Miles, the people who already,
Yeah.
held it down for New Orleans,
Yeah. 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 What kind of gospel were you into as a kid? I was reading through some things that you had listed, and you
I
said that you
mean,
liked Milton Brunson
oh
stuff,
yeah,
and I was like,
Milton
oh, that was
Brunson,
it for me.
Timothy Wright, Kurt Franklin, John P.
Yeah.
Key,
Yeah.
Donald Lawrence, Ricky Dillard,
Yeah.
Shirley Caesar, Yolanda Adams. I mean, I was
Okay.
into it all.
Yeah.
The Clark sisters, LaShawn Pace. I mean, the list go on and on and on. I
Yeah.
can name all of them.
Yeah. Which one was your favorite?
Oh my God. I mean, there were so many that was my favorite. The Gospel Soul Children.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
choir that I sung with,
Yeah.
and they made many albums.
Yeah.
And I mean Ricky Dillard, come on,
Yeah.
Timothy Wright,
Yeah.
John P. Key, all of them, Kurt Franklin.
Yeah.
They all made great gospel songs, especially back then.
Mm-hmm.
The message was simple, but it was powerful.
Yeah. And it was joyful.
It was joyful.
It really wasn't too much fire and brimstone.
Yeah.
It was let's celebrate.
Yeah.
Because people need that.
And choirs were singing.
They were singing
Down.
down.
They were singing the house down.
I remember it was like I used to love John P. Key's stuff and Hezekiah Walker's stuff.
Oh,
because they would do
Hezekiah
so many
Walker,
key changes.
Oh, yeah.
They would just walk up and up and up and up and up.
Hezekiah
And up.
definitely for sure too.
Yeah. That was it. That was it.
You had your certain gospel, makers who will make certain songs that you will go to
Mm-hmm.
when you wanted to go to that moment. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I love anything with choir with 3 parts.
Okay.
Where they have 3 different things going on at the same time. And then
Yeah.
they all come back together. I used to love to direct stuff
I'm
like
sure
that.
because you get to do that. Boom.
Yeah,
bop,
yeah.
Bop, bop, boom.
You really
Were
get
you
to
a
show
pointer?
You really get to show your
Yeah.
skills of directing.
Yeah.
Doing all of these different things at one time. And
Mhm.
some of Ricky Dillard used to cut up so bad. Still do.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder, because I've been to one of your concerts before. This was many years ago, and I had a blast. I was sweating the whole time. It was a twerk fest.
Yes, it is.
Twerk fest.
I'm the queen of it.
Yeah, you are. How much of that experience of young Frida directing a gospel choir in New Orleans, how much of that experience shows up in one of your shows now,
It's
which is a
still-
different kind of music?
It's still the same.
Tell me how.
I'm directing a choir one time, one of these days, and then I'm directing asses on stage, so it is, yeah. So it's hand in hand. The
Okay.
bounce music goes hand in hand with the gospel music.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, when I'm on stage, I feel like the director, no matter what music
Yeah.
I'm doing,
Yeah. What is the biggest difference between, as you say, directing the choir and directing the asses?
I mean, the biggest difference only is that one of them be bent over,
Yeah.
But the spirit is there
I
in
love
both.
that. There you go. Yeah, yeah. People hearing this interview, they might not know bounce music, but you, in my mind, are the queen of New Orleans bounce.
I am.
It is a sound
grateful.
that is iconic. It is a sound that always gets the people moving,
It's a party music.
right? For folks who don't know what bounce is, how do you define it?
It's up-tempo, heavy bass, call and response type music. Has a lot to deal with shaking of the body and moving of the body parts. It's a New Orleans-based music, and it's a subgenre of hip hop, but it gets the party started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's this like iconic kind of underlying percussion beat that's like under a lot of it.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Not the
brown
Trigger Man beat. The what?
The brown beat.
Okay.
Brown beat, the Trigger Man, the Cheeky Black.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
You got a variety of things
Mhm.
happening.
Well, and then what for me is so iconic bounce music is that like it's not gonna follow the typical flow of a song where it's like
No.
verse, chorus. You're gonna sing something and then rap something and then talk and then call and response and then say do
never
this
know
and
where-
do that.
You never know where you might go with it.
Yeah, and they can go on forever.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What in your mind for Big Frida? What are the iconic hallmarks of a signature Frida bounce song?
Anything with, call and response,
Mhm.
great, freestyle in it, a great hook,
Yeah.
just that chop too, that yak, 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 it could be the simplest thing that gets that song to where it needs to be to the next section,
Yeah. When do you know that one of your bounce tracks is ready? is there, is complete.
When I'm ready to bend over and start shaking myself.
Yeah, yeah.
When it makes me want to dance, it makes me inspired.
Yeah, yeah. When you are doing these songs live, and I'm thinking back to my time going to your concert years ago, you know, you're not just doing the song as it appears on the album. You're also interacting so much with the crowd that's there.
Oh, yeah.
What is like your golden rule or your secret hack for making sure the crowd gets going when you're doing a show? Because I remember there was this moment where
I
it's like,
bring people
oh,
up
you
on
took over.
stage.
Really?
Yeah.
Say more.
I bring people on stage, and that's a moment for them to get to shine.
Yeah.
And it really, gets the crowd involved
Mm-hmm.
because now you have the audience cheering for people who are in the audience. And so now the people who's on stage, they're going super hard.
Yeah. Because they can't screw it up. It's
Yeah,
like you're on stage with Freedia.
exactly.
Don't mess it
And
up.
you making your debut.
Yeah. And then they're all rooting for them.
Exactly. So
Okay.
it's just a big party.
Crowd participation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very important at a Freedia show.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you look for in a person you bring on stage at a Freedia show?
So I'm looking to see who's already been dancing throughout the whole song,
Mm-hmm.
throughout the whole concert,
Mm-hmm.
but who's most hyped to want to come up there,
Yeah.
because you got to have some,
Yeah. You got to have it in there.
yeah, you
Yeah.
got to just have courage to
Mhm.
get up on stage and dance in front of all of these strangers. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So when people get up there, that just inspires me like, all right, I know they're going to bring it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You better bring it or they're going to laugh you down.
Have you ever sent someone off stage?
Oh, many a times.
Really?
Yeah.
How does that go?
Well, it depends on what happens on stage. Like, I
Mhm.
don't allow people to touch people
Yeah.
inappropriately or
Yeah.
dance on other people if it's your moment.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on my mode and what's going on stage, but I'm protecting and watching everybody on stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just like I just did a festival and this crazy queen came flipped over the barricade and fell on the ground and then tried to come run on stage and start shaking
No, man.
while I was doing a gospel song. And I'm like, girl, this is the wrong time. And I gave her the brick wall, back up, honey.
Yeah.
This is not the moment.
You have to manage a lot.
Yeah,
when
but
you're
I'm
on
watching
stage.
everything. I'm security, I'm the manager, I'm the artist. I can do it all at one time, honey. Trust me.
Yeah, because I mean, like, your shows, the energy is so high.
Mhm.
There's so many things going on.
It is.
And you're like the ringleader too.
Yeah, and I got to protect my people. I got to
Yeah.
protect the fans,
Yeah.
us on stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just got to make sure that everything goes smoothly. Because when you come to a Freedia show, you want to lay your hair down and have a good time.
That's it.
And I don't like drama.
I love that. Will the gospel shows be the same energy?
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I can do it for the bounce shows, I damn sure can do it for God.
Come on. What song from the gospel album is Big Freedia most excited to do live?
Oh my God. Right now, it's most excited to do live. I mean, Holy Shuffle.
I was hoping you'd say that because I need someone to teach me the dance.
Yeah, Holy Shuffle, Celebration.
Yeah.
I'm excited about all of them because performing them live just takes it to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
You're able to really get into it and express it.
Yeah.
And, I've been performing with a lot of guest choirs in different places.
So there'll be choirs at the show.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm performing with the San Francisco Gay Men this
Really?
weekend in San Francisco.
Oh my God.
75 of them.
I love that.
Yeah.
A band too?
Yeah. Band,
Look
dancers,
at you.
the whole 9 yards.
So when you're pulling that kind of show together, you are having to orchestrate these songs for a live performance.
Yeah, and
How does that work?
Well, we send the choir the songs to learn,
Uh-huh.
Prior to us coming. Then we have rehearsal once we get here,
Yeah.
there with the choir,
Mm-hmm.
full band,
Yeah.
dancers, so we all see how the production of the show is going to run.
Yeah.
We have to be prepared. So it's just a lot of hard
There's a
work
lot
into
of work.
it. Yeah,
People need to know. It's like you hear this twerk
Oh.
music, it ain't easy.
it ain't easy.
It ain't easy.
Not my job. Anyway,
Yeah.
booked
yeah.
and busy, thank God.
Come on. You have so many iconic features or working with guests in your career. So many people got
I'm
to
so
know
grateful
you
for all of them.
through your features on songs from Drake, on songs from Beyonce.
Yes.
Like, you opened up Formation. That's you.
Yes.
How do you decide when to say yes to a collaboration, who to ask to collaborate on your projects? Because I
Well,
can see you
that's
being in high demand.
well, yeah. It's never you know, a wrong thing to want to be on anybody's song. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so anybody that comes to me and really want to collaborate, I'm very open. Depending on if the schedule allows or the time or the messaging behind the song. I'm usually working with everybody.
Okay.
Every genre of music, all kind of artists.
Yeah.
I'm just that open.
Yeah. Yeah. I think of you on that Beyonce song, Formation. It was such a big deal, and I felt like I knew you forever, but after that, it seemed like it was a big glow
Yeah,
up. Did you expect that?
I did not.
Really?
I did not know.
Why not?
Well, I didn't expect to do the song with Beyonce, first of all,
That part.
and then when it did finally happen, you know, things just went haywire.
Yeah. How does it work? Do they come to you and say, we want you to just freestyle for a little bit, or we got these lines for you,
Well,
or
she
let's
called and said that.
collab?
She called and said that she wanted me to,
She called you.
yeah, and do something on her project, and she sent me a little clip of the track, and so I made my DJ loop the track
Uh-huh.
for like 2 minutes, and
Uh-huh.
then she said, "I just want you to talk that excuse me,
You good?
that New Orleans shit."
That's what she said?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I went and talked that New Orleans shit. I
Yeah.
did not come to play. I came to slay.
Okay.
And so I just went riffing in the booth, and I didn't know if they were going to use it or not. I just said all kind of stuff.
How many takes did you give them?
No, probably like 2 or 3.
Okay.
And where they had a variety of different things
Mhm.
that they could choose and pick from. And
Yeah. Yeah. When did you find out that they used it?
I was at a parade in New Orleans, walking up the street, and everybody said, "I just heard you on the Beyonce track," and I'm like, "Oh my God, I haven't heard myself on there."
Wait, they didn't tell you before. They just put it
No,
out.
yeah. Okay, that's Beyonce. She don't tell nobody when she's putting out Beyonce.
Yeah.
She's B. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was shocked just as well walking at the parade, me and my manager, and he like, "I can't believe it." I say, "Me either." And so we runs back to the car
Yeah.
and go listen to the song, and it made my night. It was the night of Endymion in New Orleans, one of the biggest parades, like the Saturday before Fat Tuesday, and baby, we were super excited.
Yeah. Take me back to that moment in the car when you first hear it. You're on a Beyonce track.
I'm like
What are
screaming.
those first emotions?
I'm like, I
Yeah.
passed out and died in the car and came back to life. I told my manager, Reed, I said, "Reed, I cannot believe this." I was at the parade just
Yeah.
all night,
Yeah. Yeah.
and people saying, "Oh, I heard you on the Beyonce." I'm like, "Girl, this is going crazy." And so
Yeah.
it was bananas for me.
Yeah.
I couldn't walk nowhere without everybody saying, "Oh my God, that's the person on Beyonce."
Yeah. Good for you. But then there was also the Drake collaboration,
Yes.
which blew up as well.
Lady Gaga. I mean, I've done stuff with all kind of people.
Yeah.
So grateful.
What do you think draws them all to you? The big stars want to work with you.
The big,
Yeah.
the big in Freedia.
Yeah.
It's the voice though. God bless me with a very unique voice and sound,
Yeah.
and I'm grateful for all the people that I've collaborated with.
Well, it's forceful. Even here during the mic check, I was like, "That's the best mic check we had in this studio."
Listen,
You were good on that mic check.
People say I have the voice of God. So
Yeah.
I'm using my voice as my platform to be able to spread messaging and good music to people and bring a little joy and hope
Yeah.
into their lives.
When did you know you had the voice?
I knew I had the voice as a young kid because once I joined the choir, they was like, "Oh my God," And then when I was going to high school, I used to be hitting notes all in the hallways, like
Just singing through the hallways?
yeah, everybody knew who I was in school.
Ah.
That was my thing. They used to call me choir boy or choir girl.
Okay.
And so I would hit the high notes in the clubs, and I would hit the high notes at church, and I would be on Josephine going around the corner to Jackson to my aunt's house, and I would hit a note around the corner to let her know I was on my way, and she would hear me and say, "Boy, I heard your ass way around the corner," And so that was my signature thing in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Getting on people's nerve at school, that was my signature thing. I would be chuckling through the halls.
Yes. What song did you most like to belt through the halls? Can you remember?
Well, it was in the song. It was just my little calling where I would just hit a high note, like a soprano high note.
Just like, ah!
Yes. And I mean, with a lot of vibrato, and it used to just break everybody up. They'd be like, Lord, in the club, it'll be over any track I can do it. And I knew the right moments to do it.
When the beat drops out, you just like, pow.
It would be that moment where it would go with the song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I love that. What were you in the choir? Because I could hear you, like you're obviously playing lots of soprano. I could also hear bass too. You can do it all.
I was a tenor,
You're
yeah.
right. Okay. You have range.
Being a choir director, I had to do
all the parts.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's hard for me to do all the parts now, but because of, just over time and age and stuff like that. But I was the first tenor,
Yeah.
Yeah, first tenor.
Would you lead songs too?
Most definitely.
Which ones? I'm curious.
I mean, anyone that Georgia said you got to lead, I would have to lead. Trouble Don't Last Always.
Stop.
Yeah.
That
I'm
one.
so glad.
Yeah.
That's
Timothy
Trouble
Wright,
Don't
right?
Last that was my song. I would do stuff by Kurt Franklin. I mean, we had all kind of stuff that we would do, and one of my favorite gospel songs is "I'm Still Holding On" by Luther Barnes.
Yeah.
And that song will break the whole church down.
Yeah. So I played saxophone in the church band, and I would solo a lot. And my favorite song to solo was that Mississippi Mass Choir song, "Thank You, Lord."
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Lord. Because we could do it for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You just keep going. You keep going. You keep going.
Mississippi Mass Choir used to roll.
Man.
That was a big old choir.
Really big.
Yes.
And just like forceful.
Uh-huh.
Forceful.
But all the choirs were big back then.
Yeah.
They would go and tear down a place, know?
Yeah. Well, it's funny, sitting here talking to you about how joyful gospel music is, how much fun gospel choirs are, and how much they always make everyone feel better. Why isn't there just like more gospel choir stuff in pop music, on the radio, around? Like, you're making this gospel album.
It's actually happening.
Where?
A lot of places.
Yeah.
Fantasia's just coming out with her gospel album.
All right.
A lot of different artists have been using choirs since they've seen me using choirs, or they're bringing a choir on stage and incorporating choirs. I think that a lot of artists see that without God, we can't do any of this.
Yeah. And without joy, what's the point?
Exactly. And so a lot of them are incorporating a little bit of that church and a little bit of that gospel in there. It does something for the room. It does something for the track, and it just makes things so much better.
Yeah. Well, and something about a choir singing is inviting you to participate.
Bringing people together through unity and music.
Yeah. And they're giving you permission to sing with them.
Yes.
It's not just one person singing at you. It's a whole choir, and you can join in.
Yes. You got a real big mass choir.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling.
For our listeners listening or watchers watching who have heard this conversation, heard the music, and are now super stoked to go to a big Freedia gospel twerk revival, what is the one rule they should keep in mind as they come to your shows?
Come to have fun and bring joy.
Yeah.
Because I feed off the energy of the crowd, and they feed off of mine. Let's transfer that energy and have a great time.
Good rule for life.
Yes.
Big Freedia, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for what you do, for putting joy out into the world.
Thank you.
And you're going to see me at some point soon twerking at one of your shows.
Yes, indeed. You already know.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.